Welcome to the Prep Zone. My name is Grant Yenny, and tonight it's the Battle of Mandeville. We cover it every year. Mandeville traveling to take on the Fontainebleau High Lady Bulldogs. This is an intense rivalry matchup, and both teams are fairly new as compared to the teams last year, so we'll see what happens tonight. I spoke to both coaches moments ago. Let's hear what they had to say and get to the action.
Well, for us, it's just going to take executing. You know, we're a different team than we were last year. We're a lot more defensive than we've been in the past, and we're shorter. So Mandeville's always got some height, and for us, it's just going to be taking, you know, the ball off the net to keep it away from their bigger hitters, and to have control of the ball. I think, like most teams.
I mean, it's just preparing the group now for knowing that we're always going to have a target on our back. You know, we've won district for many years, you know, prior, and that everybody's going to be gunning for us this entire district season. So we have not had the wins that we'd like coming into district, so it's really up to us now to set the tone moving forward. This is a brand new season for us, brand new record, and we're hoping to start off in a good way tonight.
So Ashlyn Anderson will serve this one away to start off the Battle of Mandeville. Grace Hale pops it up for the Lady Bulldogs, and it's popped over and will hit the floor. First kill of the match. Jouet Curtis, a sophomore for Coach Muley, puts the Lady Bulldogs on the board first, and Madison Ortega, a senior, will serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Ortega's service goes over, popped up by Anderson. Solange tries to get it over, set. And that one falls to the floor as Pateri beats the block there of Phillips and Gomez. So 2-0, Fontainebleau Lady Bulldogs leading. Service well into the net. Not enough height on it there from Ortega. So it's 2-1 as Mandeville gets the point on the service error. And Caroline Bonner, a sophomore for the Lady Skippers, will serve. Bonner, good service over, and dumped right back on her by Taylor Pierce, a freshman for Coach Lindelow. And Pierce has been a bit of a freshman phenom for the Lady Skippers. 38 kills, she leads the team. 7 aces, she leads the team. Bonner, service once again. That one pulls right and goes out of bounds. 3-2. Fontainebleau leading, and Samantha Pateri going back to serve once again. Coming out, Grace Hale comes out into the game as Stephanie Schur. Pateri, service over, Anderson. Solange saves it, Gomez. From the right side, big hit, goes out of bounds, too much on it from Curtis. And it's tied back up once again at 3 apiece. And Sadie Gomez, the 6'4" sophomore for the Lady Skippers, she's the blocks leader, has 11 on the season so far. She's the younger sister of Sam Gomez, who had a stellar career with the Skippers. And that one back over, nobody home to dig it up, as it falls in between 3 Skipper players there. And Fontainebleau reclaims the lead 4-3. Landon Froberg serves it over. Bonner with the dig. Solange at the net, catches him off guard. Let's see. Yeah, the kill for Victoria Solange, the senior setter for the Lady Skippers, and Solange will go back to serve. And the Lady Skippers have taken the lead 5-4. And when popped up, Froberg set beyond the attack line, and it's blocked back to Fontainebleau. Here's another hit coming from Matthews, and way too much on that one. She sends it sailing out of bounds. 6-4, Mandeville leads, and Solange will continue to serve. Solange service over, dug up. This one needs to go over. The hit from Schur. Solange setting to Pierce, big hit, it's blocked back onto the Skippers. Solange back set. That one right side, and Bonner pops it up. Pierce with the tip. There's Berthaud. And Oos swats at it. Push, and that is in right at the back line. Mandeville leads 6-5. Ball goes back to the Lady Bulldogs to serve. Emily Matthews is back to serve. Matthews, service coming, gets it over. Johnson, set Oos, and enough power on that one to have Emily Matthews off balance and unable to return it or dig it up to her teammate. 7-5 Mandeville leads. And here's Taylor Pierce, one of 2 freshmen starting for Coach Lindelof. She's the ace leader, has 7 on the season. And that is a double hit called on the Lady Bulldogs. 8-5 Mandeville extends their lead. Pierce will serve once again. But Ashlyn Anderson, she's number 1. She's also a freshman starting for Coach Lindelof. There's Matthews. A lot of force on that hit from Kayla Wart, tall sophomore for Coach Muley. So 8-6 here in the first. Fontainebleau to serve once again. Up and over. Berthaud, Songe, Oos, blocked at the net, and the point goes to Mandeville as the double hit is called on the Lady Bulldogs. And that'll send Renee Berthaud back to serve for the Skippers, a returning starter. Most of the starters from last year's squad that made it to the semifinals of the state tournament graduated, but Renee Berthaud is a returner. She was the libero last year. Set, big hit there from Carroll. Songe pops it up. Here's Berthaud and Johnson into the net. Didn't meet it at its highest point. Caught it coming down, and the hit went into the net. As the Skippers lead 9-7 here in the first. And back to serve for the Lady Bulldogs is Grace Hale, a senior. Hale, service over. Songe setting. Layla Phillips into the net. Songe pushes it over. Hale is there to return it. Matthews, and that will be another double hit called on the Lady Bulldogs as the Skippers extend their lead 10-7. And the other freshman playing varsity, Ashlyn Anderson, checks back into the game as Katie Johnson heads out. Anderson, a lot of force on that serve. Matthews pops it up. Pateri, big hit. This one needs to go over. Taylor Pierce, good awareness, gets it over, but too much on it, sends it out of bounds. 10-8. Madison Ortega checks into the game. Out comes Catherine Carroll. Skippers lead 10-8. Service is out. Too much on the serve from Ortega. Good eye from Berthaud to let it go. And Caroline Bonner will check back into the game as Layla Phillips come out. A lot of substitutions here early in this one. Mandeville leads 11-8. Bonner service over. Grace Hale. Run up. Good hit, and unable to get there is Katie Johnson. The kill from Jouet Curtis. 11-9 Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau's looking to battle back. Skippers leading. Pateri. Johnson gets it back over. Big hit there from Curtis. And blocked for Mandeville. Skippers lead 12-9 here in the first. And Gomez checks out. Into the game is Grace Russell. Russell, service over. Dig by Hale, hit at the net. Wow, a laser shot there from Kayla Wart. Can't be returned by Katie Johnson. And the kill for the Lady Bulldogs as Mandeville leads 12-10. More subs coming into the game. Grace Hale comes out into the game. Stephanie Schur. And back to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. It's Landon Froberg. Froberg over Katie Johnson with the dig. Songe sets Pierce. Big hit, that's in. Another kill for the freshman Pierce. 13-10, Skippers lead here in the first. And Victoria Songe back to serve for the Lady Skippers. Songe service over, dug up by Froberg. Met at the net, Taylor Pierce. A laser shot to the floor. 14-10, Lady Skippers lead. Songe dug up Froberg. It's Wart. Met at the net, popped up. This one needs to go over. Berthaud sends the free ball over. Ortega, big hit. Bonner saves it. Songe, Pierce. And a big shot from Emily Matthews, a freshman, for Coach Muley with the kill there. Skippers lead 14-11. Ball back over to the Lady Bulldogs. Subs coming in once again. Catherine Carroll checking into the game for Madison Ortega. Matthews. There's Johnson. Songe setting. And to the floor, Katie Johnson with the kill for the Lady Skippers. Johnson, a senior. Another returner from that team last year. And that'll bring up Taylor Pierce looking for her 8th ace of the season. And a good save there. Carroll gets it over. And a double hit is called, another one for the Lady Bulldogs. 16-11, Skippers extend their lead by 5. Pierce serving once again up over. Dug up, there's Matthews, right side hit, a laser shot from Stephanie Schur to the floor. 16-12. Lady Skippers leading, and the Lady Bulldogs back up to serve once again. Skippers awaiting the serve. Service over Berthaud. Songe, back set, big hit. Johnson with the kill. As Froberg unable to dive for it. It was in that back right area. No one was there to defend it, and Froberg had to dive from where she was standing. But it was out of reach. Berthaud service over. Bumped up, and kind of a similar situation. Stephanie Schur hit it to where nobody could get to it for the Skippers. It was just out of reach for the freshman Pierce. 17-13. Skippers leading here at Fontainebleau here in the first. Grace Hale service over. Pierce with the dig. Songe setting Gomez. She's blocked at the net. Songe once again outside. Phillips looking to get it, and Berthaud can't pop it up. That's a point for the Lady Bulldogs as it goes into the net. 17-14. Here's Hale once again, floats it over. Berthaud diving to get it up. Songe back set to Johnson. Hale saves it. That was Carroll. Songe setting Gomez. Met at the net. Good hustle from Johnson to get there, and Gomez sends it back over. Big hit from Carroll. Johnson, Hale. Pateri almost pushing it over. And Phillips, that is out of bounds, close to the Fontainebleau bench area. So 17-15. Lady Skippers leading, and Grace Hale will continue to serve. And that was a good rally there. Berthaud with the dig. Songe back set Johnson. All over. Johnson, big hit out of bounds. As Fontainebleau continues to battle back. And they give the point went to Mandeville. Somebody on the Fontainebleau side touched it. So 18-15, Lady Skippers. The freshman Anderson will serve. Popped up Matthews. Big hit blocked by Sadie Gomez and Layla Phillips. I wanted to say Sam Gomez, her older sister. And a timeout is called on the court as the Lady Skippers lead 19-15. After the timeout, Ashlyn Anderson to serve for the Lady Skippers. Matthews at the net. Pateri puts it over, but Berthaud is there. Songe outside for Phillips. And the kill for the Lady Bulldogs. 19-16. Subs coming in. Madison Ortega into the game for Catherine Carroll. And Ortega will serve. Ortega is a senior for Coach Mule's squad. Ortega service over. Berthaud dives for it. Songe diving for it. Pierce has to send the free ball over. Hale able to save it. And that hit over by Curtis. And that one out, so the Skippers get the point. They wanted the double hit. It's 20-16, Lady Skippers leading. And Caroline Bonner back in to serve for the Lady Skippers. That one, Hale has to dive for it. There's Pateri, and that is out past the back line. And they overrule and say it was in. So back over to the Lady Bulldogs. The officials overrule. It's 20-17. Pateri, big serve. And that's an ace. Samantha Pateri serving once again. An ace. Unable to be returned by the freshman, Taylor Pierce. A lot of power behind all of her hits, not just her serves. Everything she sends to the Skippers has a lot of force behind it, and that one just didn't hit it right. Hit it closer to the top and sent it to the floor. Not even into the net, under the net. So 21-19. Lady Skippers lead, and Grace Russell is back into the game. She's a sophomore for Coach Lindelow. Russell service over. Back big hit from Curtis. There's Russell popping it up. Free ball over from Ooze. Tip met at the net. Ooze able to get it up and over. Big hit, met, and Ooze unable to hit it. Katie Johnson dove for it, unable to pop it back up. So 21-20, the Lady Bulldogs within one of tying this one up. And subs coming in once again. Stephanie Scher checks into the game for Hale. And the Lady Skippers will take a timeout as they lead 21-20 here in the first set. After the timeout, Landon Froberg to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Froberg up and over. Johnson able to dig it up. Songe setting Pierce. Big hit from Scher. Mandeville unable to respond. And it's tied back up 21 apiece here in the first. Froberg continuing to serve. Bulldogs looking to reclaim the lead. Songe, here's Pierce at the net. That one falls to the floor as the Bulldogs try to dive for it. So Skippers reclaim the lead 22-21. And Songe serving for the Lady Skippers floats that one over. Froberg met at the net by Pierce. And they call in the net. So tied up 22. Ortega comes out, in goes Carroll. Matthews to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Up, over, good job by Bonner. Set, Ooze. What a hit from Gabby Ooze, the freshman, a third freshman playing for the Lady Skippers. (23-22). Lady Skippers leading. Here's Pierce. Matthews, Carroll, and that's in. Kill for Catherine Carroll. 23-23. This is an exciting first set here in the Battle of Mandeville. Service over for the Lady Bulldogs. Berthaud met at the net, dumped. Mandeville unable to respond. Samantha Pateri will be credited with the kill. And here we are at set point for the first set. Bulldogs 24, Lady Skippers 23. Service, hit that tape. Ooze gets it up. Ooze, big shot, unable to respond. Emily Matthews, 24 apiece. And Sadie Gomez checking into the game for Grace Russell. Giving some height at the net. She is their blocks leader with 11 on the season so far. Berthaud, service over. Matthews, Carroll, big hit, too much on it, out of bounds. Lady Skippers leading 25-24 as Berthaud's looking to put this one away, and Coach Muley will take a timeout as the Lady Skippers lead 25-24 here in the first set. So after the timeout, Berthaud looking to put away the first set. Mandeville leading 25-24. And Berthaud's service up and over, dug up. There is Matthews, big hit from Carroll, and another kill. Tied up again, 25-25. And Grace Hale checking in. She will serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Hale, the lefty, serves it over. Johnson. Berthaud. Sanj sends the free ball over. Matthews. Pateri. Tip goes out of bounds. 26-25. Ashlyn Anderson checks in for Katie Johnson. Anderson hits the tape. Good diving save there. Matthews back into the block of Gomez and Phillips was Carroll. Pateri. There's Berthaud. Sanj setting outside for Phillips. Tips it over. Nobody home. And the Lady Skippers will take the first set, 27-25.
St. Tammany Parish Public Schools, an A-rated school district. Graduates with the highest ACT scores in the state. Facilities with the latest technology. Safe and secure schools. A variety of sports. Fine arts. And learning to last a lifetime.
I'm Superintendent Trey Foles, and this is where we educate every child, every day.
Kicking off the second set, Madison Ortega will serve for the Lady Bulldogs. And that service, Bonner with the dig. Here's Sanj, back set, Gomez. Easily taken by Ortega. Big hit from Pateri, way too much on it, and over there into the Fontainebleau student section. And Lady Skippers on the board first, 1-0 here in the second set, and Grace Russell into the game to serve. Russell, service over, Larzalier. Ortega back into the block of Gabby Ooze and out of bounds. Block there from the freshman, Gabby Ooze. 2-0, Lady Skippers leading. Russell will continue to serve. Russell, service over. Larslier there with the dig. Set outside and dumped by Songe back on top of the Lady Bulldogs. 3-0, Lady Skippers leading. Russell looking to keep it going for the Lady Skippers. Keep the momentum going. They took the first set 27-25. Russell, service over. Outside, big hit, Bonner there with the dig. Songe wins that battle at the net. Songe dumped back down by Ooze and out of bounds at the Lady Bulldog bench. Quick 4-0 lead for the Lady Skippers. Russell service over. The out calls coming from the Fontainebleau side, but Larslier saves it, and that goes out of bounds off the hand of Songe. So 4-1 as the Lady Bulldogs are on the board here in the second set. Back to serve is Joey Curtis for the Lady Bulldogs. Curtis, service over. Johnson with the dig. Here's Songe to Pierce. Laser shot, and she found the gap where Curtis, along with Chloe Shea, couldn't return it. Hit it right in between both of them. And I think it was just coming too fast for Curtis to even reach for it as Shea dove. 5-1, Lady Skippers leading. Songe. This one up. Pateri tips it over. Bonner, and free ball over for Victoria Songe. Ball up and sent right back down. Kayla Wart, the sophomore for the Lady Bulldogs with the kill. 5-2, Lady Skippers lead here in the second. Subs coming in, Stephanie Schur and Grace Hale checking into the game for the Lady Bulldogs, and Hale will serve. Hale, the lefty, serves it over. Bonner with the dig. Songe outside to Johnson. Too much on that one. Goes sailing out of bounds. 5-3 as the Lady Bulldogs looking to battle back. And Hale will continue to serve. Johnson. Songe, miscommunication there as Johnson goes diving for it. Gabby Ooze was, I believe, the intended recipient of that set. Looked like she may have taken a lick to the mouth, but she's good to go now. So Hale, service over once again. Bonner, Songe, big hit. Taylor Pierce met at the net, and the kill for the Lady Bulldogs ties it up. 5 apiece here in the second set. Grace Hale continuing to serve, keeping this run going for the Lady Bulldogs. Bonner, Songe, well outside. Pierce beats the block, and the kill for the Lady Skippers. She banked it off the left hand there of Wart. And the Lady Skippers reclaim the lead 6-5 as the freshman Taylor Pierce will serve. Pierce out of bounds. The service error ties it back up at 6 apiece. And Emily Matthews, a freshman for Coach Muley, will serve. Matthews up over Berthaud there to dig it up. Here's Songe setting back to Johnson. Schur was there, and a miscommunication as Matthews came running for it, but Schur was in the way. And the ball fell to the floor. 7-6, Lady Skippers lead. So Renee Berthaud, service over. Larzalier, back set, tipped over. Good effort there. Renee Berthaud diving for it. Free ball over by Taylor Pierce. Matthews and Songe couldn't get it up. She hit it a little too far back on the ball and sent it out of bounds. It's tied back up 7 apiece here in the second set. Both teams trading points as they did in that first set. Mandeville won 27-25. Songe set Johnson into the block and out of bounds. Point for the Lady Skippers. 8-7. Ashlyn Anderson checks in for Johnson. Anderson's serve was going out of bounds. Hale dove for it, kept it in, and a laser shot there from Carroll is saved by Pierce. And there's Phillips. Hale returns it. Tip. Berthaud, Songe. Quick set to Gomez for the kill. And they actually call the Bulldogs in the net. So either way, point for the Lady Skippers. 9-7. Lady Skippers leading, and Ashlyn Anderson will continue to serve. Wart, big hit, blocked down by Gomez, and Phillips at the net. 10-7. Lady Skippers looking to extend their lead. Anderson, serve out of bounds, pulled left. So 10-8. Subs coming in, Chloe Shea checks into the game to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Excuse me. Samantha Pateri comes in for Grace Hale. And Shea, service over. A little bit of a miscommunication there between Anderson and Berthaud, but it's saved by Pierce. Free ball over from Berthaud. And that one met at the net by Gomez. Another big hit. Anderson, Songe trying to catch him off guard. Tipping it over, but Pateri was there. And the double hit called on the Lady Bulldogs. So point for the Lady Skippers. Phillips comes out, checking into the game. Caroline Bonner. Bonner, service over. And that is an ace for Caroline Bonner. As it went off the right side of Catherine Carroll's hand. She couldn't return that one. And right out of bounds by the scorer's table. Bonner will continue to serve. And that one popped up and into the net. Gomez into Songe. And Mandeville saying Fontainebleau hit it 4 times, but no call from the officials. So that will be a point for the Lady Bulldogs. Mandeville still leads 12-9 here in the second. Service over from Ortega, and the unforced service error goes into the net. 13-9. And Grace Russell checks into the game for Berthaud. Russell, good hit. Larzalier pops it up. From beyond the attack line, putting it over is Curtis. There's Russell to Pierce. Pateri, and Bonner can't get there. Right in between Bonner and Anderson. 13-10. Lady Skipper still leading, but Curtis is now back to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Curtis up and over Bonner with the dig. Here's Songe setting Ooze. Big hit that one back, and she got too far under it and sent it short and spinning backwards. None of her teammates were able to get there in time. It's 14-10. Lady Skippers and Victoria Songe, their captain, back to serve. Songe service over. Big hit, way too much on it from Emily Matthews, the freshman. She was trying to catch the Lady Skipper sleeping there, but put too much on it, sent it out of bounds. 15-10, Mandeville. Songe service once again floats this one over. Larzerlier diving for it. There's Berthaud. Up, over. Shea, free ball, over Larzerlier. Bonner. Songe, big hit, Pierce. It's returned by Chloe Shea. The hit from Pateri. Songe sends it back over. Set, up, the big hit. A good rally going here is Johnson. Neither team wants to let it hit the ground. And they call the double hit on the Lady Skippers. So the point goes to the Lady Bulldogs. It's 15-11 here in the second. Subs coming in. Grace Hale coming in to serve. And Stephanie Schur checks into the game for Pateri. Hale, miscommunication there between Bonner and Johnson as both of them went for the dig. Songe has to send the free ball over. And Songe she was kind of trying to watch that one, hit it a little too late. She wasn't sure if it was going to go out or stay in. She realized at the last second that it was going to be in, so she swung for it, and it went out of bounds off of her fist. Songe setting ooze. Larzerlier is there. Sure, into the net. 16-12, Lady Skippers leading. And Layla Phillips checks into the game for Caroline Bonner. Layla Phillips coming in tonight had the second most kills on the team, and there the freshman Taylor Pierce service into the net. 16-13, Lady Skippers leading. Emily Matthews back to serve. Berthaud. Songe setting outside for Phillips. Larzerlier jumping for it. Carroll met at the net by Uzen Johnson. Good block there. Ball tipped over. Berthaud, good effort, but unable to save it. A point for the Lady Bulldogs. They're within 2 of tying this one up. Skippers leading 16-14 here in the second. And the line judge saying it's in. (16-15). Serving once again, Emily Matthews, and that time it's into the net. 17-15. Sadie Gomez checks in as Grace Russell comes out. And Renee Berthaud will serve. Matthews, big hit, met at the net. Free ball needs to go over with Songe. Matthews tipped over, sure. Berthaud, here's Phillips. Larzerlier is there. That one met by Gomez and Johnson, and the block for the Lady Skippers. It's very hard to get that ball around or over Gomez. She's a head taller than almost everyone on the court except Victoria Songe on her own team. And that one goes into the net. Was diving for it was Stephanie Schur. Couldn't get control of it, and the Lady Skippers lead 19-15. And Coach Muley wants to talk it over with her squad as the Lady Skippers lead 19-15 here in the second set. Following the timeout, Berthaud to serve for the Lady Skippers. And that one peppered the leg of Gomez, but too low under the net. (20-15). Berthaud service once again up by Schur. Tipped over, Berthaud's there. Songe push. It looked like it was going out of bounds. Hale saved it in though And right back to the floor, Sadie Gomez with the kill, 21-15. Lady Skippers lead. Berthaud up and over. Matthews, big hit. Carroll, nobody home. Out of reach from Pierce. And a kill for the Lady Lady Bulldogs. 21-16, Lady Skippers lead here in the second set. Lauren Larzalier, a senior for Coach Muley. Serve up and over Berthaud. Sanj, Gomez, another kill. 22-16. Johnson comes out, checking into the game as Ashlyn Anderson. One of 3 freshmen who started tonight for Coach Lindelow. And that one too much of a push on it. Too low by Scher. Matthews unable to adjust there. Grace Lorio, a sophomore, checking in for the Lady Bulldogs. And Anderson to serve once again. It's 23-16, Lady Skippers leading. Gomez, Sanj, Phillips. And they call the Lady Bulldogs in the net. So it's 24-16, set point here in the second set for the Lady Skippers. Anderson sends it over. Larzalier pops it up. There's Matthews. Berthaud. Sanj setting Phillips, looking to push it over. Larzalier outside. Carroll, big hit, too much on it. And the Lady Skippers take the second set, 25-16. Ashlyn Anderson to serve here in the third set for the Lady Skippers, as the Lady Skippers are up 2-0 on the Lady Bulldogs. And the Lady Bulldogs are on the board first, 1-0. But Mandeville took the first set 27-25, the second one 25-16. So the Bulldogs looking to dig themselves out of that 2-0 deficit. Madison Arteaga to serve over for the Lady Bulldogs. Here's Berthaud. Big hit, way too much on it from beyond the attack line there. And 2-0. Fontainebleau is up here in the third set. Comes service once again from Arteaga. That one up and over Berthaud with the dig. Here's Sanj setting back for Gomez. Big hit, she's blocked at the net by Pateri. And Berthaud sends a free ball over. Punching it over, nobody home, as Ashlyn Anderson can't get there quick enough. So Arteaga will continue to serve. Gets that one, hits the tape. Good diving save there, and that one outside of the antenna. Sanj's hit. And the Lady Bulldogs have come out swinging as they lead 4-0 here in the third set. Arteaga, that one. Unforced error into the net. It's 4-1. The Lady Skippers are on the board. And as Caroline Bonner checks into the game to serve for the Lady Skippers, she's awaiting the call from assistant coach Jody Walker, the former head coach for Mandeville. This year, Coach Lindelow took over, but he stayed on as an assistant. That one tipped over Sanj. Sadie Gomez, free ball over by Anderson. Big hit, Pateri blocked by Sadie Gomez. 4-2. Lady Bulldogs still leading, but Caroline Bonner will continue to serve for the Lady Skippers. Bonner, service over. Here's Arteaga. Set, big hit. Met at the net by Gomez, tipped off her fingertips, and Gomez, big hit there. Larzalier popping it up. Bonner, digs, Sanj, outside, Pierce. Here's Ortega. Hit from Emily Matthews is out, but they say a Mandeville player tipped it. 5-2, Lady Bulldogs leading. And Samantha Pateri will serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Jim gets silent whenever a Lady Bulldog serves. Taylor Pierce, big hit, and that is a kill. As Chloe Shea dove to try and save it. And it went out of bounds, spinning off of her fist. So Grace Russell checks in to serve once again for the Lady Skippers. Coach Walker signaling in where to serve for Russell. Russell service in, and that's an ace for Grace Russell. Out of reach as Chloe Shea dove for it. 5-4. Russell can tie this one up right here. Service once again, a lot of power behind those serves for Russell. Matthews into the net, and it's tied up 5 apiece here in the third set. As Mandeville has battled back from at one point a 4-point deficit. Russell serve once again. Larzalier is there. Popped up, here's Matthews into the net. Met by Songe and Ooze. And the point for the Lady Skippers. They take the lead 6-5 here in the third. And Grace Russell will continue to serve. Russell service over Shea there to dig it up. And from the back row is Larzalier. Russell with the dig back over to the Lady Bulldogs. And the big hit from Matthews, that's out off of Ooze and Songe. And it's tied back up once again at 6 here in the third set. Hale checking in along with Schur. And Grace Hale will serve for the Lady Bulldogs. The lefty puts it over. Bonner. Dig here. Songe. Ooze. Beats the block. And the kill for the Lady Skippers. 7-6. They reclaim the lead. And Songe to serve once again. Songe. Service over. A lot of force tipping it over was Kayla Wart. Came down right on top of Katie Johnson, almost as if she wasn't expecting it at all and lost sight of it and couldn't control it. So it's tied back up 7 apiece for in the third set. Matthews service into the net. 8-7. And Phillips checks into the game for Bonner. So Phillips to serve coming into tonight, had 7 aces. It's Matthews outside to Carroll, and the kill for Caitlin Carroll. A big shot there. And Lauren Larzalier is back to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. And that one too much on it from the libero. 9-8 Lady Skippers here in the third. And Grace Russell comes out. Sadie Gomez checks in. Service coming from Berthaud. A lot of speed behind it. Larzalier is able to save it. There's Pateri over. Berthaud, Johnson, big hit into the block. And free ball needs to go over. Taylor Pierce gets it there. Tip. Berthaud is there. Phillips, big hit. Hale. And Pateri, a lot on it. Johnson, good rally back and forth here by the Lady Bulldogs and Lady Skippers. Big hit there. Pierce saves it. Songe outside for Phillips. Too much on it. And it's tied back up at 9 apiece. Subs coming in for the Lady Bulldogs, Chloe Shea, along with Joey Curtis. And we've had a couple of those rallies where neither team wants it to hit the floor. They won't allow it to hit the floor. And that time, just a little too much power behind it, sent it out of bounds to end that one. So it's 9-9, service over by Shea. Songe setting Gomez. Here's Larzalier. Outside Carroll, and out. 10-9, Lady Skippers. And Ashlyn Anderson checks back in. Out comes Johnson. Anderson awaiting the call from Coach Walker. This one up, free ball. Well, the back row hit, and Pierce just didn't get a hold of that one. She went for the push as the ball was heading towards her. Her thumbs were up a little high. So rather than getting the push on it, the ball goes into her chest. 10-10. Songe tipping it over, and the kill for Songe catching him off guard as Chloe Shea showed great effort there diving for it, but it was out of reach. And Caroline Bonner checks in for Phillips. So 11-10, Lady Skippers lead. Bonner, service into the net. Tied back up at 11. That's the way all of these sets have been. Just trading points. Pateri. Met at the net. And Grace Russell will check back into the game for Sadie Gomez. Sadie, a presence on the front line for the Lady Skippers, but when she rotates to the back row, they put in Russell, the back row player. Big hit, and Anderson caught almost staring, dove at the last second and popped it up, but it was out of bounds. So 12-12 now here in the third. Into the game, Stephanie Schur and Hale. Service over. Songe to ooze into the floor. She beat that block. As Matthews and Ward, they were shoulder to shoulder, but their arms weren't tight next to each other. The ball went right through into the floor. 13-12, Lady Skippers lead. Songe service over. And Larzalier, free ball over. Songe outside for Pierce. She's blocked at the net. Songe back. Katie Johnson gets it over. Larzalier puts it up. Big hit from Schur, but Songe is there. Here's Johnson looking to tip it over, but didn't get enough power behind it to get it over the net. And it goes into the net, and it's tied back up at 13 apiece here in the third set. So that'll send the freshman Matthews back to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Bonner, Songe outside to Johnson, hit the tape into the floor. And just that little hesitation as it hit the tape and rolled over caught the Lady Bulldogs off guard, and it was out of reach as Catherine Carroll dove for it. So the Lady Skippers reclaim the lead 14-13. And Pierce, service over. Larzalier, good save there. And another good save there by Matthews. Berthaud with a good save of her own, and it gets over to the Lady Bulldogs. And to the floor is Kayla Wart. And it's tied back up at 14 apiece here in the third. This Fontainebleau crowd riled up. 14-14 here in the third. Service over Larzalier. It's short. Songe Here's Phillips, and that one, too much power behind it. Larzalier went to hit it more in self-defense as she dove for it, and it fell to the floor. 15-14. Lady Skippers reclaim the lead. This is an exciting one here. The crowd getting their money's worth here in the third set. Berthaud hits it over. Miscommunication. And an ace. As Matthews and Larzalier were running over for it. And I guess they both said, I got it. And they both let it go. And that one, the serve goes out of bounds. 16-15, Lady Skippers leading. Chloe Shea checks in along with Curtis. And Shea will serve. Shea's a sophomore, but she played a good bit as a freshman for Coach Muley last season. Team that went deep in the LHSAA state tournament. Shea, Sanj to Gomez. Matthews, Larzalier, and the free ball over from Pateri. Sanj punching it up, and they say that Sanj is in the net. 16-16. Shea continuing to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Pops it up. Johnson. Sanj outside to Phillips. Big hit. Larzalier. Carroll. Another big hit. And Pierce just kind of put her hands up in self-defense as it was hurling toward her. And they were able to get it back over to the Bulldogs. That one off the fingertips of Berthaud rolls back out of bounds. And the Lady Bulldogs have taken the lead 17-16, and Coach Lindelof will take a timeout here in the third. Prior to the timeout, the Lady Bulldogs reclaimed the lead here in the third set. It's 17-16. And Chloe Shea serving for the Lady Bulldogs. She gets that one up and over. Sanj to Phillips, and the kill for Phillips as she beat the block there. They didn't have their hands up and over, they were straight up. It bounced off of the arm and went sideways to the floor. Good effort there by Pateri, though, to try and make the second effort to pop it back up, and we're tied up at 17 apiece with Anderson serving for the Lady Skippers. That one went right side. Carroll gets it up and over. Good job by Berthaud there. Sanj catching him off guard and to the floor. Out of reach of Emily Matthews. 18-17. Lady Skippers reclaim the lead. Anderson. Matthews, big hit from Pateri. And Gomez gets it up, pushed over by Berthaud. Berthaud diving, saved there. Popped up by Sanj. Free ball needs to go over. Pierce, a lot of power behind it. And that's in. It's inside the antenna. Carroll meets Gomez in the kill as it bounced off of Gomez and went out of bounds on the far sideline. Tied back up 18-18. And Madison Artega will serve for Coach Muley. Artega service into the net. The Mandeville sideline is fired up. 19-18. So Caroline Bonner serving for the Lady Skippers. Bonner, service hits the tape, it's over. Larzalier pops it up, and Pateri, a lot of power on it. Ashlyn Anderson can't control it as she dove for it. Tied up at 19 apiece. Trading points the whole set here in the third. Pateri up and over Berthaud. Sanj back to Pierce, tipping it, and a miscommunication as Curtis and Wart couldn't get there. They watched it hit the ground in between them. 20-19, Lady Skippers lead. Gomez comes out, Russell checks back in. And Russell service coming. Sends it over, and that's in. Right on the line in the back corner. An ace, another ace for Grace Russell tonight. 21-19. And Coach Muley wants to talk it over with her squad. Mandeville leads 21-19 here in the third set. Russell still serving after the timeout. Lady Skippers lead 21-19 here in set 3. Russell, a lot of power on that one, too much on it. Sends it out of bounds. 21-20. And Grace Hale will check in to serve once again for the Lady Bulldogs. Skippers awaiting the Hale serve. Puts it over. Anderson, Songe, Ooze. Good tip. Nobody was in that area. You had Emily Matthews and Ward at the net, but no one was over off to that right side. She was able to tip it over, and it was just out of reach of Lauren Larzalier as well. Smart play there from the freshman, Gabby Ooze. 22-20. Lady Skippers lead. And a big hit there by Emily Matthews. It was off the fist of Bonner and out of bounds. 22-21. Matthews, service coming. Good serve. Berthaud there. Songe. Ooze tips again. And she, same thing, tipped it to the right side of that block there. And Larzalier was out of reach. And nobody defending that area. 23-21. And Taylor Pierce, good forward spin on that serve, but sent back over by Shea. Here's Layla Phillips, has to push it over. Back set, and they call the double hit on the Lady Bulldogs. So 24-21, Lady Skippers looking to put the match away. And Taylor Pierce will serve. Pierce. Here's Carroll into the net, and the Lady Skippers win the Battle of Mandeville, taking the third set 25-21, and they win it in 3. So let's take a second to send out our thank yous to those who helped bring you this game, starting first with our superintendent, Mr. Trey Folse, our director of broadcasting, Dr. Melody Menard, cameraman, editor, and coordinator of Channel 13, Dave the Rave Williams. So from Fontainebleau High School, where the Mandeville High Lady Skippers win the Battle of Mandeville in 3, my name is Grant Yenny. Good night. You are now leaving the Prep Zone.